Hey y'all, it's Jenny again coming to you from room 10 at Richland Upper Elementary School. Today I'm here to talk to you about the article that I critiqued for our class on play. And the title of my article was Play and Learning in Early Childhood Education in Sweden. So the title really kind of led me to believe, okay, cool, this is going to be about play and it's going to be about kids, and I'm going to find all these new ways to integrate play into my classroom, and it's going to be super exciting, right? Maybe not. Surprisingly, there were few articles on play and early childhood education. So I wound up choosing an article whose author was the author of my most recent critique for our arts class. That was Ingrid Samuelson. So since I found the last article to be lackluster, I probably should have assumed the same again. However, it was a good article. It just, again, the content wasn't what the title depicted. But basically this article, it goes into information on education reform from the late 1800s to the early 1900s to 2015. Sorry. Like I said, I chose this article because of who the author was, because it said play in early childhood education. Interestingly, the article showed that there were a lot of different views regarding early childhood education in Sweden throughout educational reform. Many people believed that play in early childhood education should be the main point, the primary focus, and that should be what they're there for. Others believed, no, these kids are here, they have to learn how to be in school and sit down and be quiet and follow rules, and play won't be here at all. So that was really interesting to find out that the viewpoints were they span such a wide gap. Then the article showed me that we need to step outside of our classrooms with the information that we're gaining from our class on play. I can't remember if it's EDEC 604 or 605. I should know that. But it told me that we need to step outside of our classroom with the information that we've gained, and that we on play, that is, and that we need to share that information with fellow educators, administrators, parents, etc. Because we know how important play is for our kids. We know how it affects their learning environment, and the way in which they learn. So I feel like play has been slighted as far as education is concerned, and we need to work towards integrating it into our own classrooms and modeling for other professionals the importance of play and how it does affect our students in the way that they learn. From this article, it says, how can the information provided in the article enhance your teaching, parenting skills, or your understanding of early childhood education? There again, like I've already said, my plan after seeing this wide gap in whether or not professionals think play should be involved in education or not, I feel like it's important that every single day I make it my point to include play in my curriculum, to integrate it, and use it in as many ways as possible. For instance, yesterday, my co-teacher and I, she teaches a third grade class next door to me, and I teach third grade also. We played a fun rounding game. We printed out these really cool poster board size cards, and they had numbers in the hundreds from 100 to 900. And so we laid them out a certain amount of space apart, and I had a little facilitator, one of my kids, and he would write down a number using hundreds, and he'd hold it up, and then the two ends from either class they had to run to the number that it rounded to. And they had so much fun. And it's really like they're having fun. They're learning. It's cementing it in their minds. So why not play and have fun? Why not make learning tangible and something kids enjoy and that they'll remember? So I say that to say I'm currently trying to find as many ways possible to incorporate play for my students, so that they can really enjoy this learning process. Our questions go on then to say, what were the study's findings or conclusions? Like I said, because mainly this article spanned education reform from the 1800s until 2015, there wasn't really a study. It was more just showing how education changed and reformed. But it ended in its concluding remarks with 3 questions. What exactly is it that young children need to learn from preschool? What does play mean in the context of preschool education? And what is the relation between the two? And I tried to focus on those questions in my mind and kind of see what I could come up with. And truthfully, I'm not really sure yet. I think play looks different regarding education in different grade levels. So I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm still trying to incorporate play and in my 3rd grade class and see where it leads my students and just what it means to them. So I certainly haven't figured out yet what it means for preschool education, but that's one of the things that I'm hoping to gain from this class. I know it's important. I'm not sure yet to what extent or how it might look. I've already mentioned what I learned from the article. It was interesting to learn about education reform and to see the ways that education has changed from the 1800s until currently, and to see how so many things are still the same as well. So it's interesting to me that we haven't figured out and cemented a plan of action, but I think that's because as students change, education has to change. It was just interesting to me to see some of the ideas that we steered away from and gone back to. Finally, it says, what is my critique of the article? Again, I was disappointed because the article mentioned play in early childhood education. I'm sorry. And that really wasn't what the article focused on. I could pull out little bits and pieces about how play was regarded throughout education reform, but it didn't promote any ideas for play and how to incorporate that throughout early childhood education, and that's kind of more what I was hoping for. So I think that's about it. That's pretty much where I ended. But thank you for your time, and thank you for listening to another presentation from Room 10, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.